Our today's topic is disk access. Please go through the disk structure video for clear understanding of this today's present topic, because we have discussed disk structure in that video. So today we want to find out what is disk access time. For that we need to go through seek time, rotational latency, bandwidth and transfer time. So what is seek time? Seek time is nothing but time taken by read-write head to reach desired track. Time taken by read-write head. See, this is we have already discussed in the previous video. This is a platter and these are the tracks. So this is track 0, track 1, track 2, track 3, and this is the sector. So this full is sector, this is the next sector. So I can say this is sector A, this is sector B, like that I can have sector C, D, E and etc. Read-write head is moving on the top of a sector. Its range is only one sector. So read-write head will be here. It will be joined with a arm, actuator arm. So this is read-write head which will perform reading or writing operation track wise. Like track 0 will be read or written, then track 1, then track 2, then track 3 for a fixed sector. The main way how read-write is happening is one sector will be in front of the read-write head. So for a sector A, track 0, 1, 2, 3 will be read or written, then track will rotate, then platter will rotate or disk will rotate, then B will come in front of read-write head, then B will be read or written. But it is not always like after A track, after A sector, B sector only will be read. Okay, maybe C sector also can come in front of the read-write head and it can be read or written. Now the thing is whether disk will rotate in clockwise or anti-clockwise. It can move towards clockwise also, anti-clockwise also. So you can see here, these are the tracks. These are the tracks, and this that light portion you can see, this is suppose one sector. So same size, I have one sector here, one sector here, here. So presently you can see suppose two sectors. This is one, this is two. So in every sector part of track will be there, because tracks are rotating, so tracks are going through all the sectors. This is sector A. So read-write head will be on the top of this. It will move like that, 0 to N, then N to 0. And always it won't happen like after 0 sector, after 0th track, one track will be read or 2 will be read, then sequentially it will be read. After 0, we may read that track number 12 also, we may read track number 13 also. According to the request coming from outside, it will be read-write head will be moving from one to another one. But so main thing is read-write will be happening track wise for a particular sector. Track wise, sector wise, first fixed sector, then move from one track to another track. Rotation may be in any order, clockwise or anti-clockwise, and read-write head may jump from 0 to 3, then 3 to 1, then 1 to 2. No need to maintain any sequence like 0, 1, 2, 3. It depends on the request. So this is the main thing. So seek time is the time taken by read-write head to reach the desired track. So at present, if it is in 0, next request is for 3. So moving from 0 to 3, how much time read-write head takes, that is called seek time. One more thing we have told here. See, we have mentioned the name cylinder. 2, this 2 is this 2 to cylinder containing the desired sector. What is cylinder actually? Cylinder containing the desired sector we are telling. So what is cylinder here? See, we cannot see any cylinder here, but if I want to draw here, see, these are the two platters. Okay, these are the tracks. So if I put a tangent here, track wise, if I put a tangent, so is it not looking like a cylinder? This is a cylinder, this is a cylinder, this is a cylinder, Okay, so moving from one track to another track is mentioned somewhere, some book as moving one cylinder to another cylinder. So moving from one track to another track is nothing but moving from one cylinder to another cylinder. So next come for rotational latency. What is rotational latency? Definition of the rotational latency is additional time waiting for the disk to rotate the desired sector to the disk head. See, this is disk head, read write head is nothing but disk head. Additional time for the disk to rotate the desired sector. Additional time means what? Writing of A or reading of A is done. Now disk will rotate and B will come in front of disk head, read write head. So the time when A reading writing is done and B reading writing is not started because B is not in front of disk read write head or that arm. So what will happen? This time actually disk will not do any work other than rotation. Let us repeat once again. A is a sector where the read write thing was happening. Now next, before starting the next read write, B should move in front of the read write head. So here A will move this side and B will move. Now B will be in front of read write head. So disk should rotate. So that rotation is nothing but, if it is 30 degree, it is a 30 degree rotate. So the time taken by disk to rotate 30 degree to take desired sector in front of read write head is called rotational latency. So when disk is moving, actually no reading or writing is happening. Now next is bandwidth. See, what is the definition of bandwidth? Total number of bytes transferred divided by the total time between first request for service and completion of the last transfer. So total number of byte transferred is, we have written in the top, total number of byte transferred, and it's divided by total time. This time I am writing it separately to make ourselves understand properly what is that time actually. Down what we have written, what time we are dividing by is nothing but the time between the first request. Let's say at 9 a.m. we got first request. What is the first request we got at 9 a.m. is reading something in track 0. Okay. Then continuously requests are coming. At 10 a.m. we have got another request that is reading in track 12. Let's say this is track 12. Reading in track 12. So when that request came at 10 a.m. but for reading track 12 some time is needed. Let's say reading is completed at 10:05. So 10 a.m. my last request came and 10:05 my last request is serviced and the completion of the last transfer. So last transfer means last reading, transferring some data from disk to outside is done at 9:05. And when my first request came at 9 a.m. So 9 a.m. to 10:05 is the time. Let us read once again total time. I have kept here time between the first request. This is the first request time, and for the first request for service is at 9 a.m. and the completion of the last transfer. Last request came at 10 and that service completed at 10:05. So what will be the time here from 9 to 10:05? So it will be 1 hour, 9 to 10, 1 hour 5 minutes. Okay, hope it is clear. Now the last one, transfer time. Transfer time is, we have just noted here as TT, transfer time, last one we are defining, is equals to data to be transferred divided by transfer rate. Data to be transferred is nothing but how many byte or kilobyte of data should be read or written. So let's say data to be transferred is 512. Let's say it is data to be transferred is 512 kilobyte or 512 megabyte, whatever it is. Now what is transfer rate? Transfer rate we have written here. It is multiplication of number of heads into capacity of one track into number of rotation in 1 second. When they will ask you to solve this problem, they will give the each and every data. So solving this disk scheduling problems are very easy actually. Students, don't leave that part because it is very easy to solve. All the data will be given, only you need to remember the formulas. Number of heads are nothing but number of surface. Already previous video you have seen what is the surface. Like if I have like that two platter, so surface will be, if both the surface we can do read and write. So two surface here, again another one is there, means these are the two. So this has two surface and this also has two surface. So it will be 4. Capacity of one track will be some megabyte what or kilobyte, that will be already given to you. Number of rotation in second. See, you can see here it is mentioned in second. So usually they will give you for that RPM data. What is RPM? It is revolution per minute. Number of rotation in 1 second actually you need to take, but sometimes given data will be in RPM, like they will give you 60 RPM. So it is given in minute. So in 1 second how much it will be, that just from minute to second you need to transfer. If it is 60 in minute, then in a second how much it will be, that you just need to calculate and you need to multiply. So number of surface, suppose it is 4 into, suppose it is 512 MB, and number of rotation, and there also we have discussed how to convert megabyte to kilobyte, terabyte, gigabyte, everything conversion unit. So this wise I think no confusion will be there if you go through the previous video. So these two you need to just multiply and keep it as denominator. So numerator will be 512 and denominator will be this one. So now the last one, what is the access time? Access time will be nothing but seek time plus rotational latency plus transfer time. These three, if you just take the summation, first one, second one and fourth one. Okay, so if you take the summation of that, that is only access time. If they are asking you to calculate the access time, seek time will be given, rotational latency also will be given, transfer time also will be most of the cases given. But usually they won't ask total disk access time for your normal exam and all. Normal exam and all, only transfer rate they may ask. Okay. So in our next video we'll be discussing different types of algorithm. Okay, that scan, C-scan, SSTF, all those algorithm. So to know that disk scheduling, actually these are called disk scheduling algorithm. So if you know in details of disk scheduling algorithm, please go through the next videos of disk scheduling algorithm. Hope you all understood. If you like the channel, please subscribe to get more and more videos of that channel. Thank you so much for your patience.